Arlington.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to rise in my place today, Speaker, and speak to this very important motion. And I want to thank the member for Huron Bruce for raising it. And one of the great things about participating in these debates is you get to know a little bit about members on the opposite side. And I didn't know that the member went to Guelph, and obviously her passion for agri-food is really clear. So I want to thank her for putting this motion forward. I support it, and I think it's a great idea. So welcome, and thank you so much for bringing this forward for discussion today. And I'd like to join my colleagues from Welland, Durham, Simcoe North, and Algoma, Manitoulin in having this important conversation. And you know, Speaker, it comes on the eve of Thanksgiving, which is a time for all of us to celebrate the bounty of our province and all it has to offer, and to thank the hands that grew the food and the hands that brought it to our table. So I think it's very fitting that the member puts forward this motion today for this conversation. I want to join my colleague from Durham in terms of talking about the work that we've done to support our agricultural sector. And in his comments, he talked about our curriculum, and I think it's important to note as well that the member, in bringing this motion forward today, raises some really important issues, and we're doing some great things. I'm going to talk about them in a moment, but it doesn't mean that we can't do better. And so thank you for raising this conversation. So we are committed to reviewing and maintaining our world-class curriculum, and we'll continue to consult with Ontario's food and agricultural industry as we do so. On the topic of food literacy, if I may, Speaker, I want to speak about our government's first annual local food report, a document we released this past June that provides a baseline and demonstrates our progress in terms of enhancing awareness and demand for food that is grown, harvested, and made in Ontario. Within this report is a section on food literacy. The section provides an overview of the food literacy goals that our government established in consultation with stakeholders, and they include such things as increasing the number of Ontarians who know what local foods are available and who know how and where to obtain them. In my riding of Burlington, one organization comes to mind who is doing great work in this arena. The Halton Food Council is an independent, volunteer-based nonprofit organization that represents a broad range of sectors and interests across the food system in Halton region. The Council's mission is to promote and support a sustainable local food system and to inspire people into action. By encouraging and facilitating dialogue and collaboration amongst organizations, agencies, services, food producers and distributors, consumers, business and government alike, the Council works to develop strategies to help it realize its vision of a fair and sustainable food system where local foods are available and promoted, local agricultural lands and farmers are protected and supported, urban agriculture is encouraged, and food has been produced and distributed in an environmentally responsible way. Their vision also includes a region where all residents have access to adequate, affordable, safe and nutritious and culturally acceptable food. The Council and its volunteers help to support the entire food system, including food production, processing, distribution, etc., including waste management, also a very important component of their work, Mr. Speaker. They support local producers by promoting local farmers markets and providing resources for residents on where to buy locally grown food. The Halton Food Council also works with residents to teach them how to grow their own food and has launched a community garden initiative. In so doing, they are helping individuals and local organizations in our region realize a more sustainable food system while helping to reach our government's greater food literacy goals. By increasing food literacy for all Ontarians, we create an environment that will, of its own accord, create interest in agricultural sector careers and employment. When people and communities are more aware of and can greater appreciate any particular sector or industry, they are more likely to encourage one another and their children to pursue careers within it, especially when that sector is expected to grow. The Local Food Report, along with the Local Food Fund and the annual Local Food Week, are part of our government's strategy to grow Ontario's agri-food sector. Mr. Speaker, our government knows that supporting food grown and harvested and made in Ontario creates jobs and economic growth in communities right across our province. As the saying goes, Mr. Speaker, good things grow in Ontario.
They does.
Good things grow in Ontario. There you go. My mother would be proud. In Burlington, we're a mid-sized city and with many local food producers just beyond our northern border. But within our community, we have several food processors, and one of those is Safina Foods, Mr. Speaker. Safina is a fresh pork processing company and Burlington's second largest employer. On any given shift, you will find 850 employees in the Safina plant. They have an exceptionally diverse workforce with professional opportunities across many functions of the business. This operation, and many like it, are growing and expanding, and with this comes the creation of new jobs and opportunities for young people to get a great start in a rewarding career. The modern agricultural industry now offers a wide array of career opportunities, many of which did not exist even 20 years ago. So young Ontarians can now pursue a future in careers like plant and animal genetics and health, microbiology and biotechnology, food science and agricultural engineering, to name a few. Ontario's future workforce may often be unaware of the many high-paying, skilled career opportunities presented by the agri-food sector, and so the responsibility falls in part to us to make sure that they hear about them. We are continuing to increase opportunities across the province for students to learn about jobs in Ontario's agri-food industry, including 26 specialist high-skilled majors in agricultural and food processing. And I believe, Mr. Speaker, that the member from Durham mentioned these. Again, I want to close in thanking the member opposite for raising this incredibly important issue, and I look forward to the further debate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.